So I got this True Position hardware installation jig a while back for installing hardware and cabinets, of course. And I started using it this morning and got it all set up and did my first handle, and I thought, wow, this is great. And then I thought, I should be making a video of this. So went back to my shop and got my tripod, and I'm going to install the rest of these handles, and then I'll have to reset it for the drawers in the tall cabinet, and I'll show the setup when I do that. Figure out how to hold it, I'll have it made here, like that. That's it. So I've got this stop on this drill set to not quite go all the way through the door, because my buddy Mark a couple years ago told me he uses a tapered bit whenever he installs his hardware, because that the tapered bit tends to not chip out the back of the door when it goes through. So I do that to go through. So you can see those came through nice and clean. All right, so for the tall cabinet over there, I've got these long handles that go on. So let's see if I can figure out how to set this up. I know I'm going to need at least one of these. And I did look at the instructions, but we'll see what I can do here. So I'm going to set this as far out here as I can. And then that's the stop that hits the top or bottom edge of the door. And so my intention here was to actually show how to set this thing up. But with my nervousness of trying to do it in front of the camera added to my lack of familiarity with the jig, I was mostly just fumbling around with the parts and even struggling with some simple arithmetic. With that though, it took about 7 minutes to do the setup. I'm pretty sure that once I'm more comfortable with this thing, I should be able to do it in just a couple of minutes. Okay, good to go. Here goes nothing. It makes me a little nervous that this short straight edge is in control of keeping all this aligned way down here. But it feels pretty solid, and I can feel the reveals on the inside edge of the door here feel all pretty consistent. Feels nice and consistent too. So I think I'm going to trust it. It's nice and tight there. My concern there was about having one of the drilling guides right next to the door edge guide and the other one cantilevered way out on the extension bar near the door top and bottom stop. Looking at the jig again back here in my shop, I can see that it could have been configured to have the edge guide closer to centered between the drilling guides. It's just something I'll need to learn to be aware of in the future. Even so, the handle's mounted perfectly straight, so gotta hand it to True Position Tools. Yeah, baby. Okay, drawers. For some reason, this setup took even longer. No, I can't say that. I do know what the reason was. I had it just about set up once, then I thought I had the extension bar bracket on the wrong way. So I took one end apart again to turn the bracket over. Now I'm pretty sure it doesn't really matter which way that bracket goes. Lesson learned. I'm never going to try to use this jig in front of a camera again. Maybe it's time to rethink this whole YouTube thing. Alright, so this should be set up to do these skinny little top drawer fronts. These are just kind of desk side pullouts. This material is the quartzite, same quartzite that's going to be used on the desktop. I'll just drill the starter holes for the pulls here because I'll have to pull these off to drill through and get the screw in. I guess there's nothing left but to do it. Alright, that's good. The next set of these down. These are all 4 1/8. So all I need to do is move this up to 2 1/16. Readjusting the jig for different drawer heights literally takes less than a minute, and most of that time is from measuring the actual drawer height. I've learned that the measurements printed on the jig are very accurate. Nice. Now, these get centered as well. Okay, now, some way to deal with shaker doors. So if you need to mount pulls on any sort of recessed panel door like these shakers, you don't want the drill guides just floating 3/8 of an inch away from the panel, or it's going to affect the accuracy of the hole location for the pulls. The kit provides these little thumb screws that go into the back of the drill guides and to act as spacers between the guides and the door panel. Pretty slick and simple. Now these pull out. Maybe. I was going to say maybe this is going to be easier than I thought. So because of the thickness of the quartzite pieces in these pullouts, I didn't think there was going to be enough room for the screws to clear underneath them, and I was expecting to have to remove the drawer fronts to attach the pulls. That's why I didn't install them earlier. Turns out I got lucky and the screw heads just cleared. Yay me! So I gotta say, I love this hardware jig from True Position Tools. It's really well made, it's square, and the measurement scales are accurate. And I gotta admit, I'm a pushover for anything put together in such a nice kit. By the way, the kit does include a great instruction sheet that I should have paid more attention to. that covers the different hardware scenarios that one might come across during most installations. Even with my fumbling around with it here, it was a huge time saver, and once set up, pretty much eliminates or at least minimizes the chance for mistakes. I don't know about other cabinet makers, but I know for me, the closer I get to completion on a project, the more stressed out I get about the chance for a screw up. Over my way too many years of doing this, I've tried other jigs and made several of my own. This kit is not cheap, but I bought it with my hard-earned dollars and it's worth every penny. Well, if you made it to the end of this video, please help me out by hitting those like and subscribe buttons below. Thanks for watching.